lately, your man came to me and complained. I was sitting in Besmedrish with him, and he tells me a story which I've really heard a lot about. It was about a school, a cheder, that Chedurim don't accept every child, and they don't want yeshivas don't accept every child. I saw a boy who he cut off his pairs. He's shouting for help. Then he took off his bekisher. He's shouting for help. Don't throw me away. I can really understand it. How can you judge a person? You don't know when a person develops. Sometimes people develop in later life and they start learning, sometimes earlier. And also, not all boys are perfect. It doesn't mean because a boy is not so 100% and the best in learning, and your yeshiva has to show off, or your chassidus has to show off that they got the best boys in everywhere and everything, and the best boys in learning and everything, the best girls and best boys. It doesn't mean that's why we chuck children out of schools, girls and boys. But this boy, I must tell you this story. This boy was not accepted in the yeshiva. He learned he's got 3 more brothers, younger brothers, still in cheder in this place, in this chassidus. I'll not mention the name because I do want to mention the name, but I'm not going to mention the name. And he's got 3 more younger brothers in the cheder still. And this boy became bar mitzvah, and he learned in that cheder. That's the 4th boy, the older one. And he had a brother which was learning in that yeshiva as well, who went away, who decided suddenly, I don't want to stay in this chassidus, I want to go somewhere else. And they didn't say anything much, they'd complain, but there's not much they can do. If the boy wanted to go away, and there wasn't really much the parents could do. But the rest of the parents have still stayed by this chassidus, and the rest of the family. And this boy became a mitzvah, and suddenly they said to him, sorry, we are not accepting you in the yeshiva. And they're hurting this boy. I said to I went to the rabbi of this organization. I said, a boy can cut his pairs off. He can take his bekisher off. What are you going to do? Well, you're doing a dangerous thing. What will happen? You can't. He's not up to standard. I said, there's no such thing as not up to standard. First of all, I don't agree with yeshivas with especially cater for backward or boys who can't learn so well. If a boy can't learn so well, so you bring into the yeshiva extra help to help this boy. You don't show it straight open that he is, and making a yeshiva, you're showing it straight open that this boy belongs into a different category. This is something very, very, very wrong. And really, you should just help. They're called help teachers who come in, and when the boy is young as well, help him to read and help him to learn, and that he can get up to the standard of the yeshiva or to some standard. But taking a boy and saying, I'm sorry, you don't belong in our yeshiva, and in the end they accepted him into the yeshiva for half a day. What do you think this boy has? How do other people look at him? How do other boys and children look at him? They think of him as a backward child. You have to be very, very strong to be able to take that and stay Yiddish. Then we wonder why there's so many dropouts. I'm not surprised. Anyway, I complained, and they still didn't want to listen. But I hear there's 40 and 50 and cases without unlimited. They don't want to hear about this. These yeshivas, Talmidei Chachomim, these Rebbes, they're supposed to be Yirei Shomayim, and they don't want to hear about hurting a child and breaking a child falls away from Yiddishkeit. If I do a YouTube and through my talking, people come back to Yiddishkeit, it's the biggest thing I could do. We make complete organizations, Balei Tshuva. We are ruining complete generations, and we do nothing about it. I don't understand. And we think we are from just by going a Bekischer and a Stramel and schwarze Socken and Strockers. That is Yiddishkeit. That is what the Rebbeinu Shalom wants. Is that really what the Rebbeinu? And you can hurt children and throw them out from their school. Is that really what the Rebbeinu Shalom wants? Then I've got a mistake in Yiddishkeit. Because my Yiddishkeit is completely different. I remember once standing by the Beis Yisrael. And I told this story already once. A person came up into the Beis Medrash. And as he's coming up into the Beis Medrash, he didn't have a hat on. No couple. Hands in his pockets, nothing. He didn't wear anything. And he stood in the front row, and the Rebbe came in, and he's standing with his hand in his pockets, and no couple. And I put my head through, seeing all the people, what's going to happen. And the Rebbe comes around, and somebody saw this, as the Rebbe was going around, that this person is standing in this manner, and he covered him up. He just stood on top of him. And the Beis Yisrael noticed this, and I put my head through, and I saw. And the Rebbe came up to this person and said, "Bei mir im Besmedres stirbst du nicht kein Jiden. Bei mir im Besmedres hat jeder Platz. Bei mir hat jeder Platz." That was the difference of Agudel Yisrael than today's Gedolei Yisrael. That every Yid has got a place. This is so important to remember. That every child has a place. We don't need to run out to make Balatshuvas. We need to make sure that these children do not go off their way.